Hello and welcome back for the second upload of the day, and this has been quite a day of news for the Duke of Sussex. I covered before the update on where Prince Harry has vowed to appeal the High Court decision to downgrade the level of his personal protection when visiting the UK. I went into detail into that, so if you want to watch, links will be in the cards and at the end screen. Hope to see you on there. But we have more news. This is concerning yet again the same theme, Prince Harry and his protection or security, and this time it is quite a vindicating report. So this article here starts off with a recap referencing the judge's decision rejecting Prince Harry's bid for automatic police protection while in the UK. However, this article says he has won a battle, and some consolation may yet be found by the Sussexes after their much mocked claim that they had been involved in a near catastrophic, in quotes, car chase through the streets of New York City last year. And this has been vindicated in the judgment. Although the couple had been widely mocked, the judgment today has revealed that the NYPD is sitting on enough evidence to charge two of their pursuers over the chase. Despite the fact that the Sussexes' account of their evening was questioned by some segments of the press, with some doubting that there had been a 2-hour high-speed chase, even a spokesman for the New York City Police Department played down the severity of the incident at the time, saying, quote, "The NYPD assisted the private security team protecting the Duke and Duchess of Sussex. There were numerous photographers that made their transport challenging. The Duke and Duchess of Sussex arrived at their destination and there were no reported collisions, summonses, injuries, or arrests in regard," end quote. Now, however, it has emerged that in the judgment that the NYPD found that the chase in May really did happen and has concluded that the behavior of the paparazzi chasing Harry and Meghan was not just reckless, in quotes, but also persistently dangerous, in quotes. In what is likely to be a sweet vindication for Harry and Meghan, a senior officer at the NYPD has said that the city not only holds enough evidence to arrest two people for reckless endangerment, but has also upgraded its security protocol for visits by Prince Harry and Meghan following the incident last May. I'm going to stop here and interject and say how ironic that we have just had a judgment in the UK by a judge who has concluded that Ravek's approach was not irrational nor procedurally unfair, and that is in quotes. And the Home Office has welcomed the ruling. I mean, talk about ironic, right? And the article goes on to say, in a letter to the Metropolitan Police in London, dated December the 6th, 2023, the NYPD Chief of Intelligence discussed, quote, certain changes to the security posture that will be afforded to the Duke and Duchess of Sussex following a thorough review of the incident. The intelligence chief wrote, quote, "We have found the following: reckless disregard of vehicle and traffic laws and persistently dangerous and unacceptable behavior on the part of the paparazzi during the night in question." End quote. They went on to say, quote, "The individuals operated vehicles, scooters, and bicycles in a manner that forced the security team, which included an NYPD lead car, to take evasive actions on several occasions and a circuitous route to avoid being struck by pursuing vehicles or trapped on side blocks. Our conclusion upon review with the Manhattan District Attorney's Office is that we have sufficient evidence to arrest two individuals for reckless endangerment," end quote. The intelligence briefing was published Wednesday in the judgment in the lawsuit Prince Harry was bringing against the British government over his security provisions in the UK. While the NYPD has yet to actually arrest anyone in connection with the incident, there has been an immediate upgrade in the security extended to Prince Harry and Meghan when they visit New York in the future, according to the officer. The letter was addressed to the Chief Superintendent and Commander of Royalty and Specialty Protection and was produced in court by Harry's lawyer. The letter was sent after the Duke and Duchess of Sussex's spokesperson described the pursuit of the couple and Meghan's mother, Doria Ragland, by a ring of highly aggressive paparazzi in cars as near catastrophic in quotes. The spokesperson added, quote, "This relentless pursuit lasting over 2 hours resulted in multiple near collisions involving other drivers on the road, pedestrians, and 2 NYPD officers," end quote. Following the incident, NYC Mayor Adams, despite questioning whether there could really have been a high-speed chase in New York City, did confirm that 2 officers could have been injured and invoked the fate of Harry's mother, Diana. So he did, of course, talk about what happened in Paris, and he said, quote, "I think there are not many of us who do not recall how his mom died, and it would be horrific to lose an innocent bystander during a chase like this," end quote. So sweet vindication for the Duke of Sussex. Can you imagine all of this information that could even lead to an arrest if they truly follow through? And yet, when you look back across the pond, we have that judgment whereby, as I said before, they deemed it basically all right to downgrade Harry's police protection in the UK. And you know what? Harry has said that he would love to bring his family over, but he says without that guaranteed police protection, he does not feel that it would be safe for them. And back to the case in the UK, the Home Office had said that Harry's claim should be dismissed, arguing that Ravik was entitled to determine that the Duke's protection should be, quote, "bespoke," in quotes, and considered on a case-by-case basis. Just think about that. And the Home Office lawyers also argued that the Duke was no longer a member of the group of people whose security position was under regular review by Ravik, but he was, quote, "brought back within the cohort in the appropriate circumstances," end quote. Now, I'm going to ask you all whether you are pro-Sussex or against them. Quite recently, there was a report where neo-Nazi podcasters were actually sentenced to a combined 15 years in prison for calling for the deaths of Prince Harry and his son. We also know that there has been a lot of vitriol against Meghan online. In an interview with Channel 4, the Met Police's former head of counterterrorism also said that teams from the force investigated and prosecuted people behind threats against Meghan, which he described as, quote, "disgusting and very real," end quote. Now, real is the opposite of fake. And we have seen Met police officers who were charged after finding out that they had sent racist WhatsApp messages concerning Meghan. And those are just a few of the examples that I can give. Which of course does go back to showing that Prince Harry may have a valid point or two when he actually is pursuing this guaranteed police protection. It is not a request he is making out of the blue. It is based on something. And I know one of you wrote in the last live, I saw your message and wanted to respond, where you had said basically Harry should go where he is wanted and not continue to pursue this. Of course, while I do understand a lot of your concerns out there that come from that standpoint, you want him safe, you want Harry and Meghan and the children safe, totally, I get that. And still, there is that facet to this whole situation where Prince Harry loves his country, is not exiled from his country. He would love his children to get to know that side of his heritage as well. You know, he has aunts and uncles over there. The children have relatives on his mother's side. You know, there is that whole aspect to this. And Harry is not in exile. Neither are Meghan or his children. He does feel he has a right to be in his home country. And he has said it over and over again. His issue is not with the UK public at large. In fact, on the ground, as people say, they do actually love Harry. I'm just talking about the average person across the UK. They love him. And a lot of people concur that he is the most relatable royal out of all of them. And that is the feeling on the ground. Now, his issue, if you follow quite closely, has been with the tabloids and with this decision by the Home Office to deny him what he was basically born into. He was born into that position. And as he says, he inherited the risk. Got to take this from Harry's perspective. Harry loves the UK. So I do believe he will soldier on for what is actually his right. And he does want his children to be there in the UK. And he spoke about it some time ago in his lawsuit against the London tabloid. And he argued this, and I will read the quote. He said this, and this was part of his statement, quote, "It was with great sadness to both of us that my wife and I felt forced to step back from this role and leave the country in 2020. End quote. He went on to say, quote, "The UK is my home. The UK is central to the heritage of my children and a place that I want them to feel at home as much as where they live at the moment in the United States. This cannot happen if there is no possibility to keep them safe when they are on UK soil." End quote. And he also said that he would not put his wife in danger. He also spoke about being reluctant to unnecessarily put himself in harm's way too. How many of you remember when Prince Harry's book Spare was coming out and how some segments of the press twisted his words about his time in active duty in Afghanistan, saying that he bragged about what he had done on the front line, and then we had those Taliban groups coming out threatening Prince Harry? Did people forget about all of that? So honestly, what could be anyone's proper justification for siding with him not needing automatic police protection while in the UK? We all want him safe. And surely this goes beyond, the pro and against Sussex camps. This is basic. And I would like to ask those people who are proudly British, how does it make you all feel? Do you feel like this judgment properly represents you and puts you as a country in a good light when you consider that New York has just stated that they will upgrade his protection with Meghan based on what happened? Yet, in his own home country, he has offered to pay. That was not allowed. He is just looking to be safe in his home country. So let me know in the comment section if you're from the UK. Is that how you treat a prince of the realm, as you call them? Is that how you want to be represented before the whole world that is looking at you? Do you truly believe that Wednesday's judgment represents your country at its best, when other countries are just willing to protect Prince Harry based on the facts, just the facts? He was born into that position. He did not ask for this. And by the way, I'm sure having security around them 24/7 cannot be comfortable for them as well. There is always that, with all of the inconveniences that come even to the person being protected. Just think about that. Yet knowing that that is all he has known for all his life. Does it truly put your country in the best light? Share that with us in the comment section. And also, for those of you who are like, no, he does not deserve protection, share your thoughts on that as well. It is a curiosity to understand that perspective, that when he stepped back, the second that he said he would no longer be a working royal, according to you, then all the threats against him were just erased off the board. So let me know what your thoughts are about that. But of course, once again, we all want him safe. No matter the camps that have been formed over the years, the pro and against Sussex camps, I think people would want at least his children safe. I think we can all agree on that. So Harry does love his country, and of course we all want him safe. So once again, I totally understand the sentiment behind a lot of you saying that Harry should go where he is wanted. And I would argue here for him that he actually has no problem with his country as a whole. They're just these segments that he is facing and a lot of powerful forces in the press as well. So of course, let us pray for him to have security. I think that if everyone just comes out of their own bubbles and assesses this as someone who has been born in the public eye, he is the son of a king. He is in the line of succession. His children are in the line of succession. And we have people here saying that, nah, we will give you this bespoke, in quotes, security arrangement. We will give it to you as we feel necessary. He would have to be the only royal, on that level of public reach, whose security arrangements are decided on the whim of someone somewhere, whereas mostly it would be decided not on a case-by-case basis. It would be decided as an outright right and a necessity. So once again, Harry has no problem with the UK. Despite what the tabloids would have some people there believe, he has never spoken negatively about the people of the UK. So all in all, I think he is very firm in this pursuit. And let's just pray for that positive outcome. And once again, consider with that ruling today and ask yourself, why wouldn't Prince Harry, with all of that knowledge, why would he not follow through and pursue an appeal to guarantee that police protection for him and his family in the UK? And he has been so proactive and outspoken concerning wanting this protection, not because he is spoiled. And I would like to ask you, before Prince Harry had that guaranteed police protection, just because he stepped away from being a senior working royal, did that mean on that same moment, on that same second, all the threats were quenched and neutralized? You don't think so. No one thinks so. So let's just put aside, all of the camps that people have been in, and let's consider this from a security standpoint. Prince Harry is a well-known public figure. We have already, as I've mentioned, those threats that have been made against him and his wife. Why wouldn't anyone reasonable not want them to have that guaranteed protection in the UK? And here, once again, him being vindicated by these findings in the judgment that the NYPD has found that the chase in May really did happen. It wasn't blown out of proportion. It wasn't them being dramatic. It wasn't the whole South Park mockery that's been going on. We want privacy. It actually happened. So once again, I would like to ask people to come out of those echo chambers that they are in. And I would hope that in the appeal, all this information would be taken into account and that they would indeed give Harry back the protection that someone in his position is worthy of. Because NYPD have already said they're going to upgrade his protection with Meghan because of what happened. They are just too high profile for people to be playing games like this. So once again, share your thoughts on this news, quite vindicating for the Sussexes. And it is my prayer as Prince Harry continues to pursue this appeal that now the court will find in favor for his position. Share your thoughts on this in the comment section below. As always, before we log off, allow me here to thank those of you who support this channel financially and shout out a couple of you here by name. A special thank you to you, Noreen Bengali. Thank you for your kindness and for always giving and supporting my work here on YouTube. I truly love and appreciate you. May God bless you and yours. I love you. Thank you as well to you, Joyce. Joyce, you have been so faithful in your giving throughout the years. I feel your love and your generosity, and I want to say that you are valued and appreciated. May God bless you. A very special thank you to those of you who gave during the last live. Thank you to Lydia Evakis. Thank you for being in the chat. Thank you for your comments, your love, your support, and how generous and kind that you have been time and time again. Thank you so much. Know that I see you and I appreciate you. God bless you. Once again, thank you to all who support this channel financially. You are special and dear to me. And if you liked this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up, click subscribe. I'd love to see you here again. And also follow on Twitter or X. I'd love to see you on there as well. Have a great day. Keep it here for more, and I will catch you in the next one. Have a blessed one.